There was a time not too long ago when just about every dedicated NBC News viewer could do an imitation of Irving R. Levine. That was his name, after all, and his signature sign-off. And from the outside, as somebody said today, he looked like a high school Latin teacher. But it turns out there was a smoldering cauldron of activity just beneath the surface. You see, he covered the old Soviet Union during an entirely different time, and we are just now finding out what Irving was involved in back then. Our report tonight from NBC's Pete Williams.
I'm Irving R. Levine, NBC's Moscow correspondent.
From the 1950s, when he joined NBC News, until he retired in 1995.
Yeah, we sure we want to do this?
He was best known for being one of television's first economics reporters.
The administration's forecast of an 8.5% unemployment rate this year.
Equally well known for his signature bow ties. It was an era when correspondents had middle initials.
Irving R. Levine, NBC News, Rome.
But now new details emerge about another set of initials, KGB, and how a man so fastidious he read the newspaper with white cotton gloves fought off advances from Soviet spies as one of television's very first Moscow correspondents. Newly released FBI files tell the story. Outside Moscow's famed Bolshoi Theater in 1955, a Soviet agent approached him to suggest a meeting.
Here's today's issue of Pravda.
When they did meet, the spy turned up the radio full blast and whispered that Levine should tell him about other American correspondents there, informing on what they were thinking. A few weeks later, Moscow turned up the pressure. Levine was warned that he could be thrown out of Russia if he didn't cooperate. And shortly after that, another man asked for help buying banned American goods. Levine told the FBI he considered it a crude attempt to get him involved with the authorities. The files were uncovered by reporters for the Gawker website.
This guy who had this very kind of professorial bearing was wrapped up in this attempt by the KGB to blackmail him and to as the word that keeps popping up in the FBI documents, to subvert him.
The documents and his own recollection years later demonstrate that he refused to cooperate with the spy recruiters and continued his reporting, living in this sparsely furnished Moscow apartment.
It commands a splendid view of the Kremlin. As a matter of fact, I can tell time just by looking out of the window at the Kremlin clock.
So now the truth is fully out. While he got the time from the Soviets, he refused to give them the time of day. Pete Williams, NBC News, Washington.
You think you know somebody. That's our broadcast for this Wednesday night. Thank you for being with us. I'm Brian Williams. We hope to see you right back here tomorrow night. Good night.